Hi there, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to go ahead and get started with the webinar. It's regarding self-service with MyABB tools, and we're presented from our Energy Industry Service team here at ABB. My name is Andrew Moore. I'm Global Marketing Specialist for our Energy Industry Service team here, and I will be your moderator today's webinar. A few quick notes before we get started. We do have a live question and answer time period at the end of our call scheduled, so throughout the webinar, please feel free to enter your questions into the Q&A box. You will be on mute throughout the webinar. The webinar will be recorded and we're scheduled for an hour today. A quick disclaimer, the information in this document and webinar is subject to change without notice, and it should not be construed as a commitment by ABB. Please make sure you are familiar with this disclaimer before viewing or attending this webinar. As always at ABB, we do start our meetings with a safety moment. So a quick reminder in regards to ergonomics. Make sure that your weight of your arms is always supported. Don't slouch. Your monitor should be placed directly in front of you. Try not to talk on the phone if you've got us on a cell phone or other handheld device jammed between your neck, and use a headset or speakerphone where appropriate. And make sure you take breaks every hour. So after our webinar is done, get up, stretch, and look away from your computer. We have a great panel of service experts here today. Bob Leahy, who's Global eService Manager for our business area process automation. Lohith H.C., who is the Global Technology Lead for our service business. Paul Sunt, who is the Segment Manager for Oil and Gas Service for ABB Energy Industries. Rosa Vargas, likewise for Power and Water segment. And Svenja Lam, who manages our subscription services and service agreements. Very excited to present to you a lot of great information on our webinar today, including an introduction to MyABB, my control system, my spare parts, MyExcitation, ABB Care, and as I mentioned, our live Q&A session. Before I hand it over to Bob, I'd like to just really set the tone today in our conversation regarding self-service. Our goal today is to show you a few things that can really simplify your job through self-service using the MyABB portal. With no wait to self-service, these tools can be the best to support your daily activities in the plant. With 24/7 access to a number of different tools, information, and lifecycle updates for your system at your fingertips, you can use all of this information to make better informed decisions about the services that you need for your individual assets. To go through each individual one of these tools, I'd like to start off with Bob and an introduction to MyABB. Bob, please take it away.
Andrew, thank you very much for that. So what I'd like to talk a little bit about today with MyABB is how it's the portal for all of your ABB solutions. Okay, we're going to concentrate mostly today on the energy business and some applications and some things that are very relevant for our customers yourselves. But one thing that's important to note is that MyABB is a portal for all ABB product services and solutions. So cover the process automation business, our electrification business, our motion and drives business, and then our robotics and automation. Within MyABB, there are applications that satisfy all of the different industries that we deal with. Some of the samples, as you can see across the top of the screen, of course, are obviously the things like food and beverage, the electrical industries, oil and gas, chemicals, etc. What we're trying to do with the MyABB platform is to help you to maximize your productivity. Andrew mentioned that it's about self-service, and we want to give it to you at your fingertips and easy access. So with the MyABB portal, we want you to know that it is a gateway to your relationship. There's 24/7 access to the portal for our self-service solutions. It'll help you save time and help you save money by being able to do most of the things yourself. Within the portal, we provide information to help you optimize the life cycle of your ABB solution. So we'll give you information to help you minimize your capital outlays and optimize your operational budgets. And we'll talk a little bit about that later on when I touch on some of the applications. The other thing is we have a number of applications that actually monitor your ABB products. These will give you information to help you help you plan maintenance based upon the operation of the different assets that you have and minimize downtime within your plant. And lastly, what we're really trying to do is we're trying to help you boost operational efficiency. We want to provide you with the right decisions through the portal so that you can go ahead and optimize your plant. It is the single point of entry for everything that you need today. Next slide, please. So here's a little bit of a screen capture of what MyABB Portal looks like. The first screen, we talk about it, we call it our dashboard. It is a customizable dashboard. You can move those applications, which we call widgets, around the dashboard so that if you want to have a particular thing in the upper left-hand side, you can do that. It also works quite well on portable devices, on phones and tablets and such things. Some of the things that you can get, some of the information you can get is you can learn about the integrity of your spare parts. So we have an application that we're going to talk about later today where we'll help you manage your spare parts and help you understand the criticality of that spare part to the operations of your automation systems and provide you with some critical information. Give you the ability to get all the information around ABB in one place. And then another application that gets a lot of usage is around long-term automation planning. Basically, by participating with us, we work on your install base and we can help you to understand the life cycle of the different products and solutions that you have so that you can do the proper planning over a time horizon and ensure that you have a system to, like I said earlier, to boost your operational efficiency. Okay, we also have a lot of things relative to our care agreements, and that's one thing I should point out here. Some of these applications are free. Other applications require a care service agreement, and I'll touch a little bit on that in the next part of my presentation. You can also get access to a whole bunch of different services. You can reach out to ABB and through Contact Us, and you'll get a response in 24 to 48 hours. And you can check on the status of your support cases. There's a link in there to our support case portal. And then also there's a number of applications that you can go to, such as My Control System, which we'll talk about, My Spare Parts, and MyExcitation later in the discussion. Next slide, please. So here's a little sampling of the applications. Now, actually, there's over 50 different applications that are part of the MyABB portal. And what I highlighted here was a couple of the ones that I thought would be quite interesting. Obviously, in the center, we're going to talk about MyExcitation, My Spare Parts, and My Control System later in the presentation. But you get full access to all the documents in the ABB library, all the technical specifications, and all the brochures and all the marketing information and planning documents. You can go ahead and conduct e-service in many countries with this so that you can buy parts and other things on our business online. Obviously, I talked about reaching out to us and My Installations. You can register products. You can also get training. You can register for training classes, and you can take some classes virtually. There's a number of applications, like I talked about, that on remote condition monitoring. That's an application that our MO division does for drives. And then also on My Robot is another application that we do from our RA business. Lots of different things. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a sampling. Like I said, there's over 50 applications. So go ahead, next slide, please. So I wanted to wrap up the conversation, at least my part of it, to really emphasize that you should go ahead and register for an account. It's free. You don't have to have any type of a service agreement with us to get started. Like I said, you do get extra benefits through having a service agreement, but you can still get information such as documentation in our library and being able to contact us and things like that. You can register for an account by going to ABB.com. In the upper right-hand corner of ABB.com, there's a little icon that if you click on it, it'll bring you to a page to go ahead and to log in or register. We're hoping that everybody goes ahead and does that, and I'd like to introduce Lohith with the next section on My Control System.
Bob, for introducing MyABB, our key to digital era, having access to all the tools and techniques and processes which enables customers for doing self-service and enabling customers to have support for life. So yeah, I would like to introduce my control system. And when it comes to my control system, this is a very powerful tool to enable yourself to assure the automation systems we provide having sustainability around it. So it all starts with what we call as awareness. So basically, we make sure the systems what we have provided to you having, make you aware of the understanding of the performance and lifecycle status more in real time. So which should enable you to understand how is the system which has been provided been performing, how is the state of the life cycle, should I plan something in advance? So all this kind of awareness you get through this kind of tools. And then gives you a lot of knowledge. It could be the kind of license you have, or the kind of documentations you have, what kind of new softwares which are coming, which you can get it up to date, or is there any security vulnerabilities which need to be addressed, or it could be even the typical security patch updates or McAfee updates and all this stuff, which are really required to keep the system up to date and being secured. For that, we provide or help you out with a lot of knowledge, which we deliver through different means. And of course, when it comes to support, we support the automation systems which we provide from day one through the entire life cycle, having information provided on how we can keep the system up to date with respect to health and also with respect to cybersecurity. And these are all provided through one pane of glass, and that we call it as my control system being a one platform to assure you having system sustainability over the entire plant life. So let's go to the next slide. So how this is going to help us as a customer, right? So typically you would like to prefer from going from reactive to the more proactive approach as part of the maintenance strategy. And we have the whole capabilities or the tools which will enable you to move from reactive to proactive with the help of the tools. So at least to start with, it will help you first understand what is the system profile you have and what kind of documentations you would like to have or having access, so it could help you to have the better understanding of the system. And we set a benchmark with respect to performance, security, lifecycle, and inventory, and also the software compatibilities. That helps you to understand how best is my system performing against these benchmarks. So that is the first way of understanding or being more awareness on the system. As we go to the next steps, as we realize, we start making more specific documents more relevant to your specific install based systems, which could be specific to cybersecurity. It could be something on the software versions which are compatible for the system installed over there, or it could be some specific security downloads which are very specific to you, being enabled and provided to customers for self-service, which you can download and run things with the help of these tools on your own, or you can take help of ABB in case you need any support. But I think this enables you to become more proactive in step one and do these things more yourself. And as you move forward, we help you out more on, okay, how can you evaluate yourself with the help of the tools and the assessment processes which you provide, which help you to understand more on, okay, how best is my system performing? What are the root issues I'm finding right now? And how can I enable myself to address those issues with the recommendations we provide? So in a way, we enable you to do these things on your own. So you can do this stuff so with the help of the tools and keep the systems up to date and best performing to the entire life of the product what we support. As we go to the next steps, we provide you with the more automated tools and the tools and the capabilities which could help you to address those things in a more I would say seamless way. Could be with the help of the system update services we have, which will enable you to have these continuous patch updates without any issues, or having system utilities which helps you for automated backups or on-demand backup, or addressing the hardening and all these kind of cyber capabilities we have today. All this gets addressed through the system utilities, including the system updates. So point here is this enables you to do these things more self-service with the help of these tools and being more proactive in the way you can address the systems to be up to date and running more efficiently. And at the last, you have the very simple and more proactive step, which is like system monitoring. This gives you a 24/7 monitoring of the whole system, which enables you saying, okay, in more proactive way, if there are some issues happening with respect to system, it'll just go and notify you, this is how your system performing, and it's going to have some problems in the near future. And it also tells the root of the problem, so you can better understand the problem in a more proactive way and help you to address it more in advance. So this system monitoring covers the whole automation system we provide. It could be the controllers underneath, or it could be HMI, or it could be any other applications we have around the control system. It helps you to monitor them 24/7 and proactively indicates to you if there are some issues, and it also gives you hints how you can address those problems. So this could be, I would say, more proactive capability which we have, help you to make sure the systems are sustainable and running more efficiently. As we move to the next slide, then the next question comes is, how simplified is this my control system being a platform can be deployed, or is it simple to collect the data? Is it secure handling this data? All these kind of questions definitely arises, right? So from that point of view, I would say my control system is very flexible when it comes to deployment. You can deploy this on cloud and run this on cloud, or you can run this on-premise. And it's also available as a portable application that you can deploy in your laptops, or any kind of handy devices, endpoint devices you have, and you can deliver the services what you would like to deliver using this package. So this is the flexible deployment we provide. And when it comes to data collection, it's a non-invasive method. So basically, it does not impact the performance of the real-time running system, and it collects more in a passive way. So it's more secure the way we collect the data, and we address the collection process as such. And when it comes to data handling, the whole data is very much secured the way we collect, we encrypt, and we provide data to the microcontroller system application or the platform. So in this way, the whole the data transfer mechanism is also secured. So there is no need of having a concern around how this data being secured and handled. So we also make sure there is a clear document explaining how this data is handled, what kind of data we pick, and how this is being represented in different dashboards and applications. So those also being clearly explained, and that should help you to have a better understanding of how we handle this data around my control system once we collect them from the control systems what you have in your sites. Let's go to the next slide. Yeah, when it comes to flexible deployment, I already highlighted. So there are some much more details. Yeah, you can deploy these applications or the platform on cloud, and to keep the low footprint on the site and make it more flexible, the way you can access it in different locations. Or if you want to have this on-premise, yes, that's also fully supported, so that you can put this onto the site, and then periodically you can synchronize with a centralized ABB microcontroller system environment, so that you can update your tools and softwares to be up to date, so that you can leverage all kind of additional functionalities we keep delivering. So keep in mind that microcontroller system is not something is going to have a fixed platform and a fixed number of applications. Every day you get into the microcontroller system, you will be surprised with the new capabilities and new functionalities and new tools we keep adding to create more and more values. So practically, I would say this is a Pandora box which you open, and you will be always surprised to see new things which are provided to enable yourself to run the plant more efficiently with the help of our automation system, keeping it up to date and more efficient, so that you don't get into any kind of challenges. So I should say, our job is to keep surprising you in a very positive way with all kind of new things we can introduce as part of the digital journey we provide. And of course, to highlight on the portable, yeah, that's also another flexible method we provide for you to run more easy ways of collection of data, and the way you can synchronize this data to the microcontroller system on-premise or cloud. So using these portable devices. So all these flexible ways you can deploy and leverage the benefits. Let's go to the next slide. Yeah, and when it comes to leveraging the system data to identify improvements and how we can optimize the systems, it can all start with a one-time scan. So you would like to understand and do it more, I would say, one time in a year or so. Yeah, we can start with that. We can also support you in one-time scans, provide a snapshot that shows the status at a particular point of time where you're done the collection. It can start with that. But then you can go with more periodic. That's the next level of engagements, where you can do the frequent scanning and a more periodic way, and you can have this continuous data which you can monitor and leverage these capabilities. But at the end, as I highlighted before, you can also go for more real-time monitoring with the continuous monitoring capability we have, which monitors 24/7. And we have a more, I would say, AI-based or intelligent KPIs, which does the continuous analysis of the data being collected and help you with the notifications explaining maybe just to give some scenario, like, okay, a plant manager coming to the site in the morning, and you would like to see the kind of deviations of the KPIs. Typically, it could be the CPU issue or controller issue, or it could be even the HMI issue, or it could be historian issue. So he would like to know what kind of issues we have for today, or maybe if there are some improvements which we have to address. You will get that notifications the moment there is a deviation. So you don't need to address it on the reactive mode. You will be more in a proactive way, being indicated how is the system performing for the day. You can have a glance, and you can configure all of them more flexible way how you want to get those notifications. And you can also have a reach to the ABB contact with the help of this support line we provide. So you can reach the ABB to get the support on any specific issues what has been notified. So that's the more proactive direction we can move and help you out in keeping the system up to date and running more efficiently. Let's go to the next slide. And when it comes to what we talk as the overall status and support, so we focus more on these 4 areas. When it comes to the whole microcontroller system, how we support our customers, it all starts with the performance. So we understand how is the current resource being utilized. Is there better utilization happening? If there are opportunities to improve. So this is something we want to give it more transparently, so you understand better how is the system getting utilized. Have better understanding of the network diagnostics. Okay, is there a load in the network which need to be addressed, or is there any necessary reasons why the network is loaded even though the plant is running in an optimal way? So that could be better understanding we can give. And there are much more KPIs around performance which will help you to understand, like I highlighted before, it could be on the computer or Windows node level, or it could be in the controller level, or in the IO level, or in the communication network level. So it could be on any of these levels, the support can be provided with the different KPIs we have. And also on the second area is on the software. When it comes to software, as we know, there are multiple things involved when it comes to our DCS. It includes operating system, ABB software, of course, also the third-party softwares like we have McAfee, or it could be the Microsoft operating systems with other capabilities, or even the security updates. So these are certain things we need to make sure they are compatible. Even we have to make sure there are validations done with the third-party softwares. All these kind of things we keep up to date and provide you an access so you can leverage them as part of the benefits we provide from the software compatibilities and version managements. And then comes the security. I think we all know the importance of cybersecurity as we move forward as part of the IEC 62443 standards. It's not just on the development, it's also on the deployment and also during the operations. So I think all 3 levels, we have to make sure we are cyber compliant and taken care of the systems being provided to all of you as customers. So I think from that point of view, when it comes to operations point of view, we want to make sure your systems are more secured and up to date when it comes to security. And this is another provision which helps you to first understand what is the current situation at site with respect to security. And we also help you out with what the deviations are with respect to could be hardening, or it could be the updates or the backup, and help you out with the recommendations and all the tools which could help you to address those issues and keep the system secured and running more efficiently. And at the end, it's also important we talk about life cycle, because our promise to every customer is to take care of life for the whole system we provide and evolve them time to time to keep up to date. And they have been always active and been well supported for ensuring that your plant's been well supported for running in an optimized way with the control systems we provide. So we ensure we provide you inventory for the install base with a click of a button. So it collects automatically the data based on the settings you provide. You can do it periodic, it can do on demand, or you can make it a continuous collection. And once this collection is done, we can evaluate and keep you with up to date on the current life cycle of all these modules in a nice way. As a single report and as also with the different dashboards. And you can also get recommendations. Okay, what could be the replacement for this module if it is going through some criticality? I think Bob highlighted this. We have a special tools to analyze the spare parts, and also we have these tools to enable you to understand what is the current install base life cycle and how can I address if there are some deviations. And at the end, it also helps you with a good understanding of the inventory. So you don't need to spend manually time around that. So with a click of a button, you get this nice inventory report. And this we keep enabling more and more functions as we go forward. So with this, I think I'm just giving a glimpse, as I explained, My control system is like a Pandora box. We have a lot of things we keep adding as we go forward one by one to enable you through this approach. So with this, I would like to hand over to Paul for taking the next sessions. Thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you, Lloyd. And hi and welcome also from my side. My name is Paul Sundt. And as you can see on the slide, I will walk you through the My Spare Parts widget that we have in MyABB. So the My Spare Part widget is one of our standard widgets that we have available. And through this widget, we help you then analyze your situation as it comes to spare parts. We have divided the approach into three sections. We talk about analyzer, recommended spares, and a gap analysis. And I will walk you through each one of these steps through this presentation then. So the first step here is the analyzer. And the analyzer is a self-service functionality that we have embedded into the My Spare Part widget. And the purpose of this specific portion of the My Spare Part widget is to analyze and check the accuracy of your spare part data. And very simply, you will go to the My Spare Parts, you will see the upload that you have here in the center picture, and you will get the template that we have created is an Excel format template, where you then are asked to collect or upload or complete 3 pieces of information of the spare parts that you have in your inventory. It's the parts number, it's the description that you have in your system related to that parts number, and it's also the quantity of the number of spares that you have available in your stock at this given moment. So once you have completed this action, you will go back into the My Spare Part widget, you will upload the data, and we will then notify you as soon as the analysis is complete, typically within 48 hours. You will receive an email that you can go back into the MyABB widget and the My Spare Part widget, and you can find the data and the result of the analysis that has been completed. And on the dashboard that you see here in the middle, we will give you a very quick overview. In this case, we have analyzed the information you have provided, and we are able then to match 184 of the items that you have submitted, meaning that the part number that you submit matched the ABB part number that we have in our database. We have also identified 20 items in this case where the parts number that you have is not matching the ABB data that we have, which then of course could create problems then moving forward. In addition then, as the overview, we also then have available reports, and we provide you 2 reports and details about the matched items and also details about the unmatched items then for further actions for both of them. So that was the first phase, or the first step of our My Spare Part analysis. We then go to the second step, and you heard Lloyd talk about some of the functionalities that we have in my control system, and one of these was to collect data, use some of the data collection tools that we have. So in this phase of this step of the process, the purpose is then to, based on your installed base, to give you a recommendation as to which parts and how many of these parts you should have available in your stock to make your to protect yourself then against any failure that might come your way. Once the data has been collected, it's available in the system. We then need to take actions on our side, ABB side, to make the analysis. And in the end, you will have then a recommended spare parts that on the high level give you a very quick overview of the number of spare parts that we recommend that you should have available based on 3 different risk levels that we have analyzed then. So the high risk items are items that will should they fail, if the parts should fail, will stop your product from operating the intended way it's supposed to operate. Then you have the medium items, medium identified risk level items, which then, in case the part fails, will will limit the operations, intended operations of the parts of the item that it's operating in. And then you have the low risk items then, which will not have any immediate impact of the performance of the product, but of course are things that you should address. So that's the quick overview. And then if you move to the right, again, we will provide you with a report, and it's the parts number and the description and also the risk level, as I just mentioned. We will have the installed count and also the ABB recommendation then based on the installed count. And then the last step of the process is then to do the gap analysis. And if you have done both step 1 and step 2, so if you have gone through the analyzer and also collected the data through one of the data collection tools, we will then combine these two data. And as you can understand from the wording here, the gap analysis means that we will compare the recommended that we did in step 2 with the analyzer, the data that you provided in step number 1, and we will give you an insight then into a complete report as to which parts that we do recommend that you have, what you have in your inventory, and where are the gaps and areas of focus that should be addressed then together with ABB. So with that, that's the summary of the MySparePart widget. We now would like to just do a quick live demo. So advise me, Andrew, if you are able to switch your screen to a live demo. Excellent. So we now see the MyABB Portal. You will see the MySparePart widget there on your top left, and you see the 3 steps: the analyzer, recommended spares, and the gap analysis. If you just quickly go to the upload button there, you will go here, and then you can download the template from here. It's an Excel, and then you will, once you filled it in, just drag it and add it to the upper box here. Once you have done that, you will then get the parts analysis, what you see here on the main screen, and also have the available report, which if you kindly open that one also, you will see the number of analysis that you have run for this specific site. And if you just open one report real quick, you will then find additional information about the parts that we have analyzed. You will see the matched items. We have 2 tabs, the matched and unmatched. And real quick, in the matched items, you have the part number, you have the ABB description of that part, you have the quantity that you have available in your stock, you have the risk level that I just walked through also for the recommended. It's the life cycle of that part: active, classic, limited, or obsolete. We give you information whether or not this is an item that we typically have in the country stock. In this case, no. If this is a replaceable item, and if this is a repairable item. If it says yes, it is a replaceable or repairable item. If it says no, it's not a replaceable or repairable item. And if it's less blank or with a dash, it means that we do not have any detailed information about this specific part. So this is the analyzer, and then you also have then the unmatched, which just give you the list of the items that are not identified for further action then. And if you real quick just go to the gap analysis as well, then I'll skip the recommended because we really have the same information in both places. Again, you now get a report that compares the two, the recommended spare parts with the inventory that you have provided. And here again, you will see a similar nicely formatted report in Excel, so that you can use the filtering functionalities here, and you can easily identify then which parts you should focus on and analyze what to do with. But walking quickly through from left to right: part number, description, again the risk level and the life cycle. Then we have the install count based on the data collection that we have done. Site on hand, meaning the number of parts that you have in your inventory. The ABB recommended, which is then taken from the previous, the step 2 report, and then the gap between site at hand and the recommended, which is then something that should be addressed and discussed then with ABB. So with that, I walked you through the MySparePart the MySparePart widget on ABB, and I would then like very much to hand it over to our next speaker, which is Rosa, and she will walk you through MyExcitation. So thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you everyone for attending. I'm Rosa Vargas, and I'm going to walk you through MyExcitation widget. Next, Andrew. The purpose of the excitation widget is to help you. We know how busy you are in your daily activities, and when you need to go and find information about your product, in this case, the excitation and synchronization equipment, you can see the pictures here. You need to go to a single point of access, and this is the excitation widget. When you go to the excitation widget, you will be able to find information from product information, basic information, brochures, specifications, but also you will go through more sophisticated services like our care program, the benchmark report for the unit, the cybersecurity bulletins, the health check report. You will have access to the training catalog through MyABB. You can request training, virtual training or on-site, remote commissioning support, and grid code compliance services. The excitation widget is available for Unitor 1000 users now. It's up and running and will be fully available in September of this year. But we invite you to register now. If you have a product that is 1000, you will see that everything is available now. But if you have another product like the Unitrol 6000 or the Megatrol or the SynchroTac, you will have all the service offering in September. But please go ahead and register. We will be happy to share this information with you. Next. Once you go to MyExcitation widget, you will see here with the red arrow pointing, you will request a registration. And this widget is available for end users like you. We have OEMs that they buy our products and they integrate them into their solutions, system integrators, and we also have channel partners that they represent ABB in different regions of the world. Now, when you go there, you will be able to register for different products. As I mentioned before, the excitation family, it's comprised of Unitrol 1000, Unitrol 6000, Unitrol 5000, and F, Megatrol, and SynchroTac. Next, please. So you will get a pop-up window with the registration form. You will complete your information, your name, the name of your company, your title. But what is very important is that you have to select the products that you have installed at your facilities. Then you will click if you decide to receive notifications and information from us. I recommend that you do because you will be able to get by email ABB information about tech talks or trainings that they are coming and probably they are important to you. Once you complete the form, you will submit your registration and you will be granted access to the excitation widget. On the right side, you will see that once the access is granted, you will see here in the blue with the blue lines, these are the products that you selected and you will have access to those products. The gray ones, these are products that we have available, but you didn't select. In the future, if you want to change that selection, you will be able to do so. Just send us a request. Next. Once you have selected a product, you will see that here we have different tabs. Every tab is for a product. In this case, we have it for the 6000. You will be able to have cybersecurity bulletins in case that your system is running on Windows 10. You will have benchmark reports, and you can also send a request for any other a piece of information that you might need or service. If you don't see it available, we will be happy to answer you. At the bottom of the first snapshot, you can see that we have the trainings available, everything that is necessary to keep the knowledge of your maintenance team, and you can send your registration here. Again, it's virtual, can be web-based or can be on-site. But if there's anything that you need and we are not showing on this widget, please share with us and send a request for a proposal. Next. Once you have access to the widget, you will have access to MyABB library, and you will be able to find technical specifications, you can find brochures, you can find life cycles, and we have this documentation classified by public. It's accessible to everyone. or premium documentation. Some of this premium you will get only access if you are a member of our care program, or if you have an annual subscription. It's important to be a member of CARE because you will have full access to different types of loyalty programs, documentation, immediate support, and Svenja will give you more details, but it's really highly recommended. Next. As I mentioned before, this is up and running for the 1000. You can see the picture of the system. At this point, we have 463 users registered. We are very happy because it's taking traction. We have almost 300 documents published, 17 groups available. We can assign you to the group that you need to belong with the accesses that they are particular for that segment of our customers. And you have access to our technical experts. It's important that you maximize the use of this widget. It was designed for you, and we really want you to feel familiar with it, to really use it, enjoy it, and make sure that if there's any feedback, please bring it back to us. We will be glad to consider it. Next. I'm talking about feedback because this Unitor 1000 portal is already up. We got feedback from our customer. One of the customers, Wartsila. We were happy to confirm that they see the value of MyExcitation widget. You can read here, easy to use, it's secure access, it's efficient training, and it's essential support. And at the end of the day, this is what we want to offer you. A portal that it's easy for you to access anytime you want, where you will find valuable information, and where you will feel that every time that you log in, you will find something new, something to learn, some training to provide to you or to the teams that you have at the facilities. But at the end, this is something that we always want to keep improving for you. It's important for us to keep our customers for life, and we hope that through these portals, we will accomplish that. Thank you, and now I will hand it over to Svenja.
Thanks, Rosa. Hello, everyone. Also from my side, I'm Svenja Lamp, based in Germany, and I'm responsible for our service agreement and subscription service portfolio in energy industries. And today, I want to present the ABB Care for Energy Industries program to you. Next slide, please. Thanks. ABB Care is our modular and globally standardized framework to bundle specific services into agreements to address your, so the customer's needs. Through this, we want to achieve a more consistent service delivery and utilize our entire global network and expertise for your benefit. It also gives you access to our service portfolio, including many of our self-service tools. And you already learned a lot about a few of the key ones during the presentations from my colleagues. But ABB Care is more than just the service that it brings. May they be self-service or attended, may they be remote or on-site, or traditional services, or even our digital ones. Because ABB Care also brings you a relationship. We know your site, we know your installed base, we know your systems, and we learn and know your needs and goals. That means we can consistently make sure that you have the right service solutions from us at the right time to meet those needs and help you achieve those goals. Because there's a simple truth here. If you don't make money, we don't make money. So we want this relationship with you. Next slide, please. So let me give you a quick example here. What can ABB bring to the table? For instance, we can align with you so that you can increase your production or your quality. You can reduce the cost of produce, for example, by controlling your maintenance costs and reducing unexpected shutdown time, or even reducing the occurrence of unplanned shutdowns and unexpected service activities. All of this gets you a higher availability with less lost production time and less unexpected costs, which leads to higher profits. Next slide, please. So our ABB Care Framework is our way to start and grow the relationship I was talking about to bring you these benefits. It offers you a comprehensive service and with flexible options to choose to create the exact combination of services that suit your business needs, whether you're planning a new installation, you're optimizing or fine-tuning the performance of a mature system, or you're just operating and maintaining it. It can also help you prepare for major upgrades or evolving your systems with the latest software and hardware updates. With ABB Care, we made a change. So the previous a la carte offering we had in a lot of our service contracts has now been combined to a set of pre-packaged services that are offered in 4 levels, along with a set of optional services and optional add-on service packages. And here, the core service package is the start of every ABB Care agreement. It offers you flexibility through the 4-tiered bundling of services, and these levels support your maintenance strategies. That means we defined 4 different customer personas for each of these service bundles to make sure they match your needs and bring you the benefits and value you are looking for. And each of the 4 levels build upon one another, allowing you to find the package that suits you best. There are, of course, more than 4 customer types out there. Do not get me wrong, but that is one of the reasons we keep our ABB Care program somewhat flexible. So we can customize it for you with optional services and add-on packages covering cybersecurity, for example. But for the foundation itself, we focused on the 4 most common customer personas we meet every day. So first, we have our classic self-maintainer, a customer that can do it all on its own. If you're part of that category, usually you have the know-how and expertise, as well as the manpower to maintain your systems in-house. And your independence is a very important driver for you. So the self-service level offers you a set of services to provide fundamental support for your systems and equipment with access to tools or technical support and software maintenance. And as I said, some of those tools we presented to you today. So you get most of that already through the self-service level in ABB Care. Then we have the customer persona for whom uptime is a priority. As a customer of this persona, you're looking for backup when maintaining your systems. You want the peace of mind and security to have the vendor, so us, looking after your systems as well as yourself. And our priority level gives you faster action time from our technical support for fast corrective maintenance. And you also get access to enhanced software maintenance and diagnostic reports, for example. Third, we have the customer looking for optimal efficiency through technology. So they want the latest features. You do not only want to react fast to problems arising in your systems, you want a proactive or even a predictive maintenance strategy to achieve a high availability of your systems. And you also want latest features and new advancements like big data, Internet of Things, and the 4th industrial revolution, basically. These features are supposed to help you be more efficient and be more innovative. So in this case, our 3rd level, collaborative, is the right one for you because it includes our preventive maintenance program to reduce your need for corrective maintenance and the possibility to upgrade to a data-driven predictive maintenance and asset management program, all to help you maximize on your investments. And last but not least, we identified our customers looking for long-term support as our 4th customer persona. In this category, it focuses on reliability and availability, as well as peace of mind by planning well ahead. You have a special interest in turnkey solutions with full cost control over a longer time period. The complete service level offers you exactly that. It's a completely managed service strategy through a strategic cooperation with ABB, where we share or take responsibility of your maintenance. The main objective of each level of the core service package is to provide a structured framework to execute the strategy and deliver outcomes that allow you to focus on your core business. For example, by enabling your plant resources to focus on their day-to-day jobs, instead of troubleshooting issues that ABB Care can help address, and our ABB Technical Support, of course. Next slide, please. So during 2020, all our everyday lives, as well as our work lives, have changed to a certain degree, I'm sure. So self-service and remote service support options became more important than ever. But do not worry, ABB Care has got you covered. For example, no matter the level, as I said, the core service package gives you access to our experienced technical support engineers to answer your questions, giving you peace of mind, knowing the help you need is there when you need it. Assistance is just a phone call or a click in MyABB away. You also get inspection diagnostics tools through my control system, for example, like Lohit presented, and our analytical expertise on top of that, giving you the power of knowing everything important about your system so you can make informed decisions at any time. ABB Care also includes in the core service package our software maintenance, as well as some cybersecurity essentials. And all of this gives you the first tools to keep your system up to date and keep it protected. And of course, because this is the topic of today's Tech Know, you get access to MyABB and many of its widgets as part of being an ABB Care customer. Often even with a higher level premium access instead of just the basic one that every customer can get. And there's way more than what I just mentioned. So if you are curious what else is included, do not hesitate to get in contact with us. We will happily share more. And as I said, you can customize your ABB Care by adding optional services and optional service packages, but because of the time, I will not go into details here. Also, as I said, if you are interested to learn more, contact your ABB salesperson or ask a question to us and we will help you. No questions asked, basically. Okay, next slide, please. Regardless of the ABB Care level and the service combination you choose, our overall goal is to support you and your assets for life. And help you keep your systems running efficiently and achieve maximum system reliability. For example, by reducing unplanned downtime with our fast response times and our proactive maintenance strategies, or we can help you save time by making your engagement with us easier, with less day-to-day bureaucracy, and by giving you self-service options to access system data, to get quick contact to us, and many more benefits. And I mean, some of those benefits we presented today in this Tech Talk. Again, these are just a few benefits our ABB Care brings you. If you would like to learn more, just get in touch with us and we discuss it further. The same if you're exploring MyABB and you're missing a widget or you can't find a feature that you heard about on this Tech Talk, let us know and we will take a look with you. So thank you. And I think it's back to Andrew now.
Yes. Thank you, Svenja. I appreciate your presentation as well as everybody else. So a quick summary of our conversation today before we go into Q&A, and a reminder to put those into the Q&A box if you do have them. So support for life is coming from ABB Energy's Industries Service. Today you've seen a number of different tools and functionalities available through our MyABB self-service platform. It is available online on a number of different devices, as you've seen throughout our presentations today. This is to help you along your journey and our journey together into our world of digitalized service, bringing you closer to the information about your automation system via self-service or giving you more access through MyABB Portal. So I wanted to say a big thank you today to all of our presenters and all of our guests today who have joined us to view the webinar. If you would like us to reach out while you are here, feel free and message me, send chat to host. I'd be happy to put you in contact with any of our presenters today. We do have a couple of questions that I'd like to ask across the board. I see we have about 5 minutes left. So maybe we might start with one to Lohith, and if anyone else on the call has any questions or follow-ups to this. I'd love to hear some thoughts here over the next couple of minutes. So Lohith, a quick question to you in regards to system benchmarks. Could you kind of go into a little bit more detail about what's included there, as well as perhaps how one might arrive at receiving that report?
Thanks for the question, guys. So it's a very important point. So I would say we are proud to have all of you as customers engaged for a long time, being part of ABB. So this has made us learn a lot of interesting insights as we do the conversations with customers. So basically, that has helped us to develop all these KPIs. I should say around control systems, we have more than 900 KPIs. So we are nearly 1,000 KPIs which are developed to define these benchmarks, and they're basically based on number one, the system specifications. So we have different systems which we offer to different customers, and we have the well-defined specifications. It could be on cyber, it could be on the different configurations we do, on the sizing, and on the network loads it can handle. So there are different specifications. So we take all our benchmarks, number one, on the system specifications. And the second thing is on the industry standards. So we have, when it comes to cyber, we have 62443 standard. So we look at the standard and then we define these KPIs. Okay, is it our systems performing as per the standard? So that's the second level of KPIs which you define. And when it comes to third dimensions, it is on more of the experience which you have learned over the period with our customers, having interactions and delivering these kind of systems. So we have a lot of data contextualization which we have done, which is making us smarter more and more to understand between different dimensions. It could be between hardware and software, between security and let's say performance and the life cycle. So we are trying to bring this kind of data contextualization that is helping us to build more KPIs. And when it comes to the different coverages, we are covering these KPIs, one from the system point of view, let's say from software. So based on the versions and the compatibility with the even third party or within ABB between different components we have. And second is on the performance. When it comes to performance, we are looking on every kind of hardware and the software, and we have the benchmarks against that. So that's the second area. The third area is more on the lifecycle status and inventory. And the fourth area is on the security. So we have, I would say, multiple dimensions. One is the physical assets and the software and the hardware components. The other dimension is the data contextualization. The third dimension is more on the specifications and the standards, what we expect. So we say proudly we have more than 900, or we are reaching very soon 1,000 KPIs against different systems, which will help us to better analyze and help you out with the benchmarks. I hope that should answer the question. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much, Lohith. And I've got just 2 minutes to the top of the hour. It looks like 1 minute now as I say that. So thank you, Lohith, for answering that question. If anyone else does have any questions, feel free and post those in the Q&A. We'd be happy to reach out to you and have a conversation regarding any topics that we've discussed today. We do ask that you fill out the response form that will be prompted as you leave the webinar today, and continue to be engaged with our follow-up emails that will be sent out with the recording and the presentation information later this week. A huge thank you to all the presenters again, and all of the customers who have joined us today on our Tech Talk. Thank you for coming today, and we hope to see you on our next one. Take care, everyone. Stay safe.